We are here.
Welcome to our little, we like to talk at the same time. Welcome to our little chat on Ningxia. My name is Kerry and this is Cress, and we're going to give you a few fun facts about Ningxia and why it is a staple in our homes for all the seasons, but particularly the festive season.
I just saw you sniffing an oil, so now I've got like oil jealousy. So I'm just having quickly. The only one I could come up with is lime, but it's zesty and fresh, so it's nice.
I have bergamot, so it's a citrus.
Oh, there you go, close. So we thought that we would help support people because despite our best attempts this time of year, all things creep up on you, don't they, Kerry?
They do. Yes, blessed to have full days, but so grateful to have products to support our vitality through this.
Absolutely. And I think maybe just the one thing when we first discussed doing this was that often people wait until January to kind of like feel fresh, and they end up just wiping themselves out in December, and then they have that festive season and recover a little bit and then think everything's going to start fresh. So we had this brainwave to go early with the support. And so, let's share that. Do you want to talk a little bit about the fabulous red drink, Ningxia?
Yes. So if you haven't heard of it before, Young Living makes this incredible red drink. It comes in a 750ml bottle or a box of 60ml sachets, which are super handy for the lunchbox, the handbag, or when you're running out the door. Having said that, I have been known to grab this as I'm running out the door as well. It is predominantly it's a whole wolfberry puree actually, and you can tell it's the whole fruit because if I just shook this, which I shouldn't have, but if you leave this to sit, the colors will change, which demonstrates that it is the whole fruit. So the sediment sort of settles on the bottom, and the color on the bottom is the pureed fruit. And so using the whole plant means you now have a whole food supplement, which makes it more powerful than just having juice. Why it's great, it's packed with a whole bunch of good things that we're about to go through. And the wolfberries come from the Ningxia region in China. And that's amazing because those berries are the highest known food source of antioxidants, which is tested on the ORAC scale, ORAC, if you want to go Google it. And they believe that they're so high in antioxidants because they're watered by the glacial runoff in that area. So Ningxia, as a fun side fact, also has one of the highest rates of centenarians, so people who live to over 100 per capita. So there's your fun fact for today. As well as that, the juice has blueberry, aronia, cherry, pomegranate, and plum juices in it. It has a natural stevia extract, grapeseed extract, pure vanilla extract, and orange, yuzu, lemon, and tangerine essential oils. Now, it's the only nutrient drink on the market that combines whole Chinese wolfberries and seed to seal premium essential oils in a beverage. And I'm not sure if you know or not, but having essential oils included with something can sometimes help the goodness of the other things be more easily and absorbed by the cells anyway.
Can I just throw something in there? If people haven't heard about the benefits of citrus oils, I would highly recommend just Googling like lemon oil PubMed study or lemon essential oil. And it's really fascinating to have a little look at some of the research that's been done.
Yep, absolutely.
What's just and one thing, when you said that's available in two forms, it's also available in the berries, like just the berries in the pack.
Yes. So you can buy the dried wolfberries in a snack pack. I don't have those here to show, but they're really good.
Mine are downstairs in my market bag, so I'll leave them there.
Also good in lunch boxes or homemade.
Or chocolate.
Yeah, homemade chocolate treats.
Everything with chocolate.
So did I get through all of what Ningxia is? I think so. Yeah, so why Ningxia works? Well, there's sort of, I'm going to just touch on a few reasons. One is that it is rich in antioxidants, as I mentioned before. So 1 ounce of Ningxia Red is 2 pounds of wolfberries. So there are,
I don't know what a pound is, but I think an ounce is about 30 mils, isn't it?
yeah, so probably half a serve, because I don't know about you. I generally have 60 mils a day or 60 mils a serve. And so antioxidants are really supportive for memory, reducing aging, supportive for arthritis, inflammation, and lots of other things. And yeah, so antioxidants are amazing if you can get those into your diet, and just through a drink of Ningxia, you can get a good dose of those.
So Kerry, that would be like if you have high stress level, or if you've not been eating as well as you normally do, or maybe having a bit more alcohol, that would help kind of cleanse it, right? And just help balance that out.
Definitely. Absolutely. Yep. So as you can imagine, through the Christmas period, super useful to add to your little daily intake of goodness. The other thing that happens through this time of year more so than other is that your body can become more acidic as you have those sort of indulgent streaks. And when that happens too much, acid can create disease because it breeds bacteria and fungus, and also viruses. So when you lower your acidity and create a more alkaline environment, you can stop the growth of those things that you don't necessarily need. And everything we eat goes into our stomach and gets broken down. So depending on how acidic or alkaline our stomach is, depends on how good our digestion is. And so just reading from our little resource here, the wolfberry is chemically structured to convert because of the amino acid trypsin. And Ningxia is an alkaline protein, so it's the most perfect food that exists because it enables that supportive, enables support to the digestive process. So yeah, it's good for digestion as well.
Sorry, I was going to say, I have actually experimented with that a little bit. And so I'm quite open about the fact that I've had my large intestine removed. It's not a secret. I've got Crohn's disease, or I had Crohn's disease. And I find that sometimes if my digestion, I couldn't say it, is a little bit dodgy, I'll actually have a bit of watered down Ningxia in a shot glass. So I won't have a full dose, but I'll have it a little bit before a meal, and only a little bit because in Ayurveda, like Kerry is about to finish studying, and my understanding is we don't want to have too much fluid in our stomach when we're eating because it dilutes our digestive enzymes. So if we just have a little bit, I have maybe a teaspoon and a half a shot glass of water before I eat, and it can just help with my digestion. And sometimes I'll add an essential oil that's also supportive of digestion as well. Yeah.
The other thing Ningxia is really supportive against is cleaning up free radicals in the body. Now, free radicals are kind of the army guys on the wrong side of the team. So if you think about what we're exposed to during the day, so, electromagnetic fields, maybe overindulgent foods, so sugar, maybe chocolate, my little chocoholic friend.
I'm going to defend that till the day I die.
Yeah, no, chocolate's always good. Ningxia can help with the so free radicals in the body can cause oxidative stress and
aging.
And then different rogue kind of cells can grow. So Ningxia actually can mop those up in the body and will support mopping them up and eliminating them. So really good for cellular health. And again, through the festive season, sometimes there's a few more of those things than the rest of the year. So no dramas with a bit of Ningxia on the side.
And even too, just with that run to Christmas, when you've got all of those extra activities, like, you know, you've got your normal life and then you throw in all of the, you know, there's children's extra school things, which are beautiful. We've spoken about, beautiful to attend. And all those mad people who say, let's get together before Christmas. And I'm like, let's see you in January. But all of that just puts more pressure on our system, which makes it much harder for us to get rid of that, like do the normal recycling of the rubbish that settles in our system. And so Ningxia is a great support for that. It just kind of helps us move through those processes as well, doesn't it, Kat? So
definitely supports the detox pathways to work a little more, or not have to work as hard. But because as soon as you're stressed, also everything, you know, all your normal digestive phases and everything go a bit out of whack. So if you can support it, that's really helpful. Another reason Ningxia is really good is the vitamin and mineral pairs. So minerals have to be properly balanced when we consume them. So too much calcium means you can sometimes get a zinc deficiency, or too much zinc can suppress your immunity and lead to anemia and all sorts of things like that. So it's a bit like a, what do you call that thing? A seesaw?
Yeah.
And the mineral profile and mineral balance of Ningxia, or of the wolfberry, is without an equal in the plant kingdom. So with magnesium to calcium ratios 1:1 and zinc to copper 2:1 and potassium to magnesium 8:1, Ningxia gives the body exactly what it needs in the proportion that it needs. So that's pretty cool.
And side note, if you eat a lot of dark chocolate, like I do, it's really high in copper. And so it's a good idea to balance it out with some Ningxia.
How good is that?
How good is that? Yes. And so, like, sorry, can I say, because I don't know why, but I have to say it, getting your zinc copper balance out of whack if your hair grays suddenly, that can sometimes mean that your zinc copper balance is out. So just a side note.
So there's a little fun fact as well. Another side note is that every time I speak to Cress, I learn something new. So this woman knows so much, it's not funny.
You too.
So Ningxia is a macronutrient. So if you're curious and keen about increasing the nutrition in your diet and, you know, the bang for buck from nutrients, you're getting whole food nutrition from Ningxia. So it's coming from a plant, not a synthetic source, which means, you know, being part of nature as a human being. We are a microcosm in the macrocosm. So it means that we are able to digest anything that is natural as opposed to synthetic with much more ease. And our cells can recognize it to absorb it as well. So it's coming from the plant, not a synthetic source, and it's coming from a food-based source. So it's easy to process. It will absorb more of what you're eating. And it's also a liquid. So liquid, you know, if your digestion is out of balance, liquids are a lot more simple on the system to digest and assimilate those nutrients than a solid necessarily. So
just having this thought while you're talking, Kerry, you know, we've both experimented with broth fasts, and I just wonder if it would be fun to add in some Ningxia during a broth fast. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, might do that
fast. I wonder how that would go.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that we recommend fasting. Speak to your people.
Yes.
But, you know, do align with your body and your practices. We like to experiment. But yeah, so your body doesn't have to break it down like it does with food. So something I find really helpful is if there are people in the house not feeling very well and they don't feel like eating food, and they've, you know, brothed out, because that's sort of our go-to when anyone has an upset tummy, sipping on Ningxia has been super supportive for us.
Do you remember in our larger community, was it last year that the whole family had really bad gastro? And I remember them writing about how it was the only thing that got them through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they felt like they would have had to go to hospital with dehydration had they not had Ningxia accessible to them. So that's a pretty powerful.
Very powerful testimonial.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I don't want to dish any brands or anything, but there are some ice blocks that people generically get from pharmacy type places and freeze for people when they're unwell, which I don't even know what's in them, but
say Google the ingredients.
Yeah, Google the ingredients. We freeze one of these and cut the top off, and this is a really nice thing to suck on whether you're sick or well. We love them through summer by the pool, and they come out when tummy bugs happen as well. So anyway, you do your own research. But the other thing is Ningxia has the right sugar and the right enzymes. So sugar is bad. That's kind of what the going thing is at the moment. I disagree with that. I don't think all sugar is bad. And depending on your dosha, as I've learned through Ayurveda, sweetness is actually a quality that some doshas need in more of than others. So
I mean, you wouldn't encourage someone to eat tablespoons of white table sugar.
Definitely not, no. And that's the type of sugar, and the way you consume it is also got to be taken into consideration.
Natural sugars like fruits and all that kind of stuff.
Correct. And minimally processed if possible. But Ningxia has the right sugar to open the door to your cell. So if you think about it, when our cell membranes are either inflamed, oxidized, toxic, or lacking in mitochondrial function to energize the receptors. So all of our cells have little receptors that pick up things. And if they don't function properly, you don't have any energy because there's nothing going into our other cells. So you just feel bleh. So Ningxia sugars are able to open the doors to the cells. And that means the good information can get in and the bad stuff can get out. So it can cross the lipid layer or the fat layer of the cell, and actually get inside and get the information in. And there's only 8 sugars on earth that can open that door, and Ningxia has 4 of them naturally occurring inside the wolfberry. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
And in terms of enzymes, by the age of 40, your digestive enzymes start to diminish. And so your digestion slows down, which means your ability to break down food pulls back a little bit as well. And your volume of food intake, you don't need as much. And Ningxia has the right enzymes to help you break food down and get nutrients out of what you eat. So that's pretty cool as well.
Can I add something to that, Kez?
Yeah.
I have noticed that I hear a lot that people, if you eat meat protein, or that they often start to reduce the amount that they eat once they get older. I mean, I'm thinking of my dad here, but I've heard a lot of people say it. And often, as you get older, you need to eat some form of protein. You choose what suits you, but some form of protein to support your muscle, so that you don't lose too much muscle, as that happens when you age if you're not using them anyway. And my dad has started to have Ningxia regularly, and he's found it to be really supportive. So he also has a neurological condition, and he just says that he feels really good when he has Ningxia. We've also heard stories of someone who's found it really helpful with morning sickness. And yeah, I think those were the 2 things that I was going to. And actually, no, someone else told me, I was just thinking of some things that come front of mind. For, if you've got that slump in the afternoon and you're really feeling, some people will have like a coffee then, or they might reach for chocolate. Not me. That would be a great time to throw in a Ningxia, because it's easy to digest. So you're not putting anything extra on your digestive system that might tire you out, but you're giving yourself that boost. And especially for us mums that do school pickup, like we might work like mad things during the day, and then you get to school pickup and you have that bit of a lull. And I don't know about everybody's children, but sometimes your children need a lot of your energy in the afternoon because they need to just download from the day, or they've got 1,000 sports, or all of the above. And so that's a pretty good time to have some good energy on board.
Yeah, definitely. And also, that 3 p.m. kind of sugar hit, you can get the sweetness with the Ningxia. Sometimes I find it too sweet and I will actually water it down, but you get that sweetness without the as well. And while we're talking about the sugar,
technical term?
Yes, that is the technical term. We've had a lot of diabetics ask us about it and how they go with blood sugar and things like that. And it's really interesting because for the diabetic members of our community who do have Ningxia, they've found it to be, it doesn't really affect their sugar readings. And we put that down to the fact that it is the whole fruit used. So there's a lot of fiber and other things in there. It's not just this hit of really sweet sugar. So
I have actually experimented with that a little bit because, you know, I've got slightly more blood sugar levels. And so what I've found is when I'm stressed, I need to have it around a meal to keep my blood sugars even. And if I'm really calm and, you know, maybe I'm on holidays or whatever, then I can have it anytime and it doesn't affect me. So it's definitely something worthwhile trying at different times. And also, you know, from a personal perspective, and I understand from research that I've done that it happens to a lot of people, your blood sugar responses to foods and life in general are different depending on what time of your menstrual cycle you're in as well. So I guess probably I would just encourage people not to just try it once and go make a decision. It's like you have to play around with it a little bit. And I love the idea of using a CGM, so the 2-week monitors for that, because it really gives you a lot more data than just doing finger pricks. So I actually usually a couple of times a year will do them for 2 weeks in a row. So I'll do a whole month, a couple of times a year. And so then I can really see what's going on with my blood sugars around food and stress and sleep and all those kind of things. So, yeah.
And I just love this little wrap up. It's 2 sentences. The Ningxia wolfberry and good nutrition can impact your cell membrane. It helps cellular communication take place, gives the mitochondria the energy it needs, provides micronutrients and feeds mitochondria, and it has the right sugar to open the cell door. When you eat poorly, your cells get mucked up, so that lipid layer on the outside of the cell gets sticky and the cells stack on top of each other like a stack of coins. Ningxia wipes the doorway clean, increasing the surface area so good information can get past the cell. And Ningxia is not healing to the body, but it cleans the cell receptor site so the body can do its own healing. So I love that. It's a so cool sidekick for healthy cells.
So I guess probably we've gone a little bit over the time that we thought we would, as per usual. But what we're doing is having Ningxia twice a day at the moment. So having a dose in the morning and the afternoons. That's and then doing that for a couple of months to really support our system during this time of year. And we'd love for you to join us in that endeavor.
Yep.
And we've got a lot of information. We've got some recipes and different ways to consume it. So if you want those, just reach out to us. That's in our platform.
Yep. And so because Ningxia is a Young Living product, Young Living is a company that uses network marketing to sell. So we basically share with our community. When people purchase the products, they come to our community and we all share and educate and learn together. So we dive much deeper into lots of this information and lots of things that we can't talk about here about the benefits of Ningxia and some really powerful testimonials from different members. And also the way to buy it most cost effectively, because you have the bottles and the sachets. If you're a member of the community, or by purchasing Ningxia, you become a member of the community. You don't have to purchase it all the time if you don't want to, and there's no sort of, locked in timing or anything, but there are, we've done the maths on it. And for a 60 ml serve, it can be anywhere between $3 to $4.80 per serve. So
that's a cup of coffee these days.
Yeah, you can replace 1 coffee a day with this antioxidant-rich goodness. But the most cost-effective way, I'm not going to tell you here because then you won't ask me. But we're going to share it actually in our group today. And if you want to know more about it, reach out, because we would love to support you on your journey to be thriving and have vitality and, clean receptors on your cells. So yeah, you can reach out.
Brag about how clean your cells are.
Yeah, that's right. My cells are shining.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if this is of interest, I mean, a bottle on the Christmas table is so beautiful, and we've got all these beautiful recipes. You can combine it with soda water and herbs or kombucha and add citrus oils. There's so many beautiful ways you can have it. So this sparks some interest, please reach out and we would be happy to support you to get Ningxia on your or in your fridge.
Have an amazing festive season. Bye.
Bye.